It is crazy how much our experience, habits, and even the tools we use every day shape how we think. And sometimes we don't even realize it. Like me, I work on Excel a lot, like all the time. And if you use Excel, you would know how powerful the shortcuts are. I'm talking about the Ctrl Z, Ctrl D, PAD, Ctrl Enter, etc. They make everything so easy. But this is the funny part. So last week, I found myself wishing life had a Ctrl Z. I had moved my study table from where it was to another spot, thinking I was, optimizing the space. It turns out that I made it worse. It was a big mistake. And without thinking, my first instinct was like, can we Ctrl Z? Can we undo? Like, go back to the previous version? And it hits me that life doesn't work that way. Life is not an Excel file. There is no Ctrl Z. You have to do it manually. I learned something valuable from that experience, and I really want to talk about this. All right, this is what really happened. I decided to switch the layout of my room. I was just tired of the way it looked, and I felt like, okay, if we move things around a little bit, I'm not gonna get tired of the space. I moved some furniture. I moved my study table in particular. I put it near, like, close to the balcony. And after the whole arrangement was done, I noticed that it was really hard for me to access my balcony because the space was really tight. And at that point, like, oh my god, am I going to like do the arrangement again? It took me a lot of effort. And at that point, I just realized that if I was working with an Excel, I would just do a Ctrl Z or do a bunch of formulas for me to go back to the previous version. And honestly, it got me thinking that life is really not like that. If you make any mistakes, which is part of life, yes, when there's any mistake, we take it as a learning curve. Like, yeah, there's some things I need to learn from these mistakes that I've made. But in Excel, you can just Ctrl Z it. In life, you can't just do that. You have to manually fix whatever error that you have done. So the point here is that when you make any mistake in life, you have to manually fix them. Go back, redo them, and then you get it fixed. So improvement doesn't just come with a click like pam and then it will go back. No, improvement it takes a process of you doing it again. It takes another effort. I moved all the furniture to another location and then I had to move them back because I saw that it wasn't working. So you can't just press a button and go back to what you were doing. No, you have to manually redo them. Another lesson I learned from that experience is that at some point I thought maybe I could just tweak the setup a little bit, maybe adjust the layout, move this one a little bit so I wouldn't have to redo. But it just wasn't working. Nothing was working. I had to undo all the hard work that I've done manually. In life, there are times when making small adjustments are not just enough. Like tweaking are not just enough. You have to start over completely. Start from level one. Start over completely. And honestly, it is frustrating. I know it is frustrating, but sometimes it is the best option you have. The fact that my first instinct was to press the Ctrl Z really got me thinking that Excel has actually trained my brain to expect the quick fixes, like pam pam pam, let's get it done. But life doesn't work that way. It's not just about Excel, it's about our experiences, our habits, the tools that we are exposed to, everything we do every day. It has a way of shaping how we approach our problems or how we think. It has a way of shaping our mindset and we don't even realize it. At the end of the day, as much as I love using Excel as a tool, I need to understand that life is not an Excel file. There are some things that, there's some things that you can do on Excel, you can do in real life. You can't take shortcuts. There are no instant fixes. Life is just real experiences, learning curves, things you need to grow on. But this is something that really got me thinking, okay? Yes, try and error is part of life. Some experiences make us grow. We make mistakes. Mistakes are bound to happen. But we can't keep living our lives or building our experiences on mistakes. You know that, right? We don't have that much time. And unlike Excel, we don't have the unlimited Ctrl Z. We don't have the unlimited undos. We don't have that much time. Right? So there's some mistakes that you make that would cost you a lot. Not just your time, not just your effort. There are even some mistakes that cannot be undone. Yes. It is not all mistakes that you can say, okay, let us fix this. Even though it's going to cost you your time, your effort, whatever. There are some mistakes that are permanent. You've done it, you've done it. There's nothing you can do about it to fix it. So we have to be very careful about the steps that we take. We have to be careful about the things we do, because there are some things that we would do in life that will really set us way back. It will set us back, and it would take years before we recover from it. So we don't want to live like that every day. And that is why it is very important for you to assess all your steps, assess every decisions you need to make before taking them. Okay, every decisions that you make, every steps that we take shapes our life. And while we know that mistake is part of life, we just don't want to live life carelessly. We don't want to live life anyhow, assuming that we can always go back and fix things. And yes, trials and error is necessary. In fact, you will do that at some point, like just trying out things at some point. But growth takes time, and we don't have that endless chances. We don't have that endless time. We need to be mindful of our choices, the way the things we do, the steps we take, the paths we choose. We need to be careful about all of those things, because not everything can be undone. Just like I mentioned earlier, not every mistake can be undone. I think I can end this video on this note, that the fact that we can't always undo things, we can't always undo every steps that we take, means that we have to make every step count. We have to be intentional about life and not living our life carelessly. We don't have much time. Okay, so that is all I have to share with you in this video. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things, and most importantly, for you to understand that the things that we do every day, our experiences, our habits, the tools we use at work, everything has a way of shaping our mindset. So be watchful. Thank you for watching this video. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like, and drop me a comment. I'm going to see you in the next one. This is Rachel. Bye.